Go to Ethereum so I can start wrapping this bitch up. Oh. So it popped out of that. Huh, rather aggressively. So Bitcoin structurally just got rejected by this line. Huh. So that means Ethereum is gaining versus Bitcoin as of the last few days. Pretty handedly. Yep. Wow. So that's a big recovery. Wow. Will that last? No, it won't. Okay, so this. Okay, back to Ethereum versus the dollar. So I had on here decision time has to happen by, oh yeah, by December 1st. So yeah, today's December 1st. It's got to make up its mind. I don't need these lines anymore. Somebody told me, about one of my live stream recorded videos. You should have this planned out before you do it. Actually, not really. I want you to know what I'm looking at. My whole goal is to do this so you can do it yourself. So, taking all this off, in terms of symmetry, I think it needs to go sideways longer. When a shape is this mature, especially this one, like a W, whatever you want to call it, I mean, symmetry usually works like the vast majority of times. That's why I have this red line here. I forgot that's what that is. So the decision time that I deleted, that meant this. It has to make its mind like at this line or before. Technically, it could do it or before. What I would watch out for is this. That would actually probably be a pretty good pickup. And that's the neckline of the whole shape. it looks like what's going to happen. So that's one obvious choice. Come down to, or there are multiple things that could happen after this. But so this is, so getting here, I should delete that like this. Okay, that is one option among many. What happens after there is there are also two different options. Does it go up or does it go down from this juncture? If it goes down, the most likely scenario is that it goes up first to get a rejection or a failure pattern above this line and then go down, right? If it goes up from here, well, then it's a lot easier. It will go up from that point, but how does it interact with this line? Does it blast above it, get rejected and from this one, and then use it as support? So after this happens, it could break down, but either way, even if it goes down from here, if the stock market is not tanking, it will come back up and get rejected from that. Even if it eventually goes down to back to, what is that, about $1,000 or something? 1,100? 1157. So, but in the meantime, this is one major thing that could happen. And I just showed you the two things that could happen once this is complete in the next, once the symmetry is complete. Another way this could move. It's just a miniature fake out below this line. And then you go all the way up to the origin line, back off of it, failure, then rejection pattern. I guess I don't have to guess all that, but just in general, I guess that's too elaborate because there are lots of ways it could interact with this. I shouldn't really guess exactly how it'll interact, but it does a mini bump down, goes fairly violently up here, pulls back. It will pull back after that. It could go a little high. Actually, you know what? It's probably going to tap this. It would hit that first, then pull back. And then this would be your second juncture. If that were to happen, once this goes, then you have to realize there are two options, up or down, or technically three, sideways. You just can't go this way. I don't want to assess what would happen after this point because that's when we're getting, the December backfill should be done. And I'm going to concentrate on the stock market to determine what crypto will do afterward. But so all of this should get you through the next 5 days. I think these are the two most likely scenarios. And again, what happens after this scenario and this scenario, I don't know. I don't have enough information to make that guess. I can make 3 guesses, and should this happen, one of those 3 guesses from there will probably be very close to right, but then you're just branching out to too much shit after that. So, oh yeah, and this line here is right. You need this line on your chart. There you go. Boom. So I don't think the origin line will get a perfect rejection because there's another massive 2017 horizontal above it. And when you have two resistances really close to each other, after you punch through, like especially just in general, but especially after you either punch through resistance or punch down through a support, you go to the farther one and then pull back when they're too close to each other. Major, they got to be major though. But whenever they're like within 2 to 4%, it almost always hits the farther away one. So that's only 2.5%. It'll hit, yeah. It's not going to get us straight. And if it does get rejected by the origin line, just realize if you're in a short there, which shorting an origin line, when it raises up, it's not a bad, it can work out a lot. But if it does get rejected, just realize I think it's going to hit this line. So if it hits it, it's probably going to pull back and then chart. So that would be a rejection failure pattern, then down. That could happen too. But actually, I think that once it gets above this line, it will race above the origin line and slow down here and then pull back. Yeah, so those are the 2 shapes I think it'll take over the next 4 to 5 days and all the reasons why. And that's Ethereum.